Good morning and welcome back to Family Farms. Today we just have a couple odd and end projects that we need to get done. I've got some tomato cages that my wonderful, amazing mother-in-law has let us borrow over the years of growing stuff. She's collected many different ones. So she has been so kind to let us use them because she's opted to not grow things, at least not as much as she has before. She may grow a couple odd and end things just because it's fun, and you just can't help but garden after you've been doing it for so many years and you've enjoyed it for so long. So I fully expect her to have some sort of edible plant that she's growing, whether it's herbs or maybe a pepper or something, but she is not planning on doing tomatoes, so we're taking all of those tomato cages and I need to try to wiggle them on to some of these plants over here. So let's get to it. I will 100% admit that I should not have waited as long as I did to put tomato cages on them. Like, all of these were planted at the same time pretty much, besides there's a small one down in there. But they were not, they got big really quick thanks to some lovely rain and everything, but it got away from me and I didn't have enough cages on hand. I put the few cages that I had on plants, but these are all indeterminate tomatoes, which means they will just keep growing as long as you continue to support them. So when we go see, hold on, little man took a tumble on his bike. He was transitioning from grass to the driveway here and took a little spill, so sorry about that, but we'll get back to the tomato plants. Anyways, these tomatoes don't have a determined height or yield that they're going to provide, so they'll just get as big as you let them, as long as they're supported. Some of these tomato cages are a little bit smaller, so in the future I might have to take another tomato cage and attach it like upside down to one, so that way it just continues to support it. That way we get some more growth, because these two are completely maxed out and like it's just the beginning. So we need to figure out a way to support those more. But let's shimmy these other tomato cages on these tomatoes in the bed here.
Hi. What are you talking? You need to talk. Hi. Why? I don't know how to get iPad.
Okay, so that's done. We've got the tomato cages on. You may notice that I switched this cage out for over here because this plant was much taller already. I also went ahead and pruned the tomatoes, so this whole pile is just stuff that I've taken off the plants to ensure proper air circulation around the base and all that, so that way no disease gets in. But everything should start looking a lot healthy. I know it may seem a little sad looking right now since they've been messed with to wiggle those cages on, but in the long run it's gonna look like this. So I'm really happy with it, and I'm glad that they are, all right, that's just, that they are in cages and supported now, so that way they can continue to grow up and start pushing out fruit. Like, look at all of this. I mean, there are flowers after flowers. Like, I can't tell if that was two blooms that merged into one giant one or what, but I mean, I'm excited for these tomatoes here. We've got a couple baby ones hanging out kind of throughout some of the plants. Like, let's see if you can get in there and see. I don't know if you can tell, but there's more than one on this same branch there. And then same for this one. Like, there are, I think that whole thing is full. Well, alright, but same for this one. I think that whole little branch is almost full. Like, there's still a couple flowers at the end there. Oliver's taking pictures of the garden. But now these peppers actually have some room to grow and do stuff, and the flowers have a little bit more sunlight able to get to them. They're still fairly sheltered. I feel a little bad for this lavender kind of being ate up by the tomatoes, but it seems to be loving life still, so that's good. We will take those out at some point in the season, but sorry about that, but we will take these out at some point. I don't know if it'll be either this particular season or if we might wait till spring of next year, but they're gonna outgrow this. We just wanted them in there for fun. Like, we just thought it would be so fun to have lavender plants in the middle of our raised beds, or at least one of the raised beds. Before we move on to our next task, let's take a look in here on our zucchinis. Like, look at that one. Justin did knock a flower off, and then this flower just fell off of that one. So he did knock this flower off of the zucchini. So hopefully it got pollinated and it will continue to grow. There's more plants on there, and then we accidentally harvested this one the other day, but it did get pollinated. It was actual like little zucchini. We broke it up, looked at it, had seeds growing in it. It was doing great. But these are wonderful, and I know this looks like it might be powdery mildew, but that does not rub off. That's something with like this top layer of the leaf like separating from the actual leaf. So I'm not sure. I couldn't find anything on the internet about it being a disease or what causes it, but like, I don't know. I'm watching everything closely because I don't want any powdery mildew or anything like that, but that's not it, guys. Like, if you know what this is, please let me know. Anyways, like, the squash, cucumbers, and zucchini are really taking over. I question a little bit the square foot gardening method, because it said one of those plants per 1 square foot, and that's what I did. And like, this is just the beginning. How big is this gonna get? Which, this is so much bigger than we had last year, so I'm really thankful that everything seems to be growing well. But oh my gosh, I mean, look, we got flowers tucked in there. I've got at least 3, oh my gosh, there's so many more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 squash forming on there. Like, wow. And I've got 1 there. Oh, these guys are a little prickly. 2, 3, at least on this one. Oh, sorry, it's so spiky. It hurts to kind of pull around on there. So yeah, this is loving life. Absolutely. Peppers are doing good, except for this one. I don't know. This is the same one from the ones over here that aren't doing great. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. The next order of business, sadly, is to harvest this lettuce. She's looking gorgeous, but I don't want her to bolt and turn bitter on me. So we're just gonna go ahead and take the whole thing out. Y'all, look at this. How gorgeous! Before I move on to the next cleanup project that I have today, I'm going to sneak off and go take a picture of this so I can show it off. So, be right back.
Be right back.
Okay, well, I forgot to hit record when we harvested a couple carrots, but I will pop in a picture of those now. They are still a little small, so I'm going to leave them to grow on just a little bit longer. But instead, we harvested radishes, which emptied out 2 more squares for us. So that gives us a total of, let me look again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that gives me a total of 5 empty squares that I can plant up with something. I do not think it will be tomatoes. Anyways, we probably have about 20 tomatoes in our garden, and I know of at least 1 more that'll probably go into our garden, if not be gifted to someone else from where we took cuttings a while back and rooted those in water. So those are going good. We'll take a look at those in just a little bit. But we got our cool weather salad mix bed, whatever you want to call it, almost halfway harvested. And I think that's good. It'll allow us to pop in maybe a couple peppers, maybe toss in one of the other watermelons that Oliver bought in his little 4-pack of watermelons. Anyways, I think that's all the work that I've got to do out here today. So we'll just kind of take a peek around at a couple things and then we'll call it a day. How's that sound? We'll just take a quick peek at the garden as a whole. I won't do a full garden tour yet, but things are really growing now. Like, this has changed a lot over the last little bit. So super excited. Tomatoes going crazy. Zucchini and squash and all that going crazy. Our little butterfly bush is doing fabulous. I don't know if you can see the little flower heads on those or not, but it's just about to burst. So I'm really excited. These are our chocolate cherry tomatoes. And then there's that tiny one in there. But all of them have flowers. So super excited. In about 2 months we should have some fruit. Little garden bed. All the little tomatoes coming in. So this little pixie. Oh, I see a new tomato. Look at her. Oh, I'm so excited. Yeah. We have this, which I guess this will still provide me with a little bit of lettuce through the summer as those continue to grow on. But these are supposed to be icebergs. I don't think those are gonna head up. I should have had those out way earlier, but you live and you learn. Blackberries. Oh, my beautiful little rose. She is dropping petals from where that first bud is just done for. Take a peek in here. Yeah, so we're probably gonna go ahead and pull these. I'm gonna wait till later in the day and then we'll feed all this greenery to the animals after double checking to make sure that they can have it and it's safe. But yeah, everything's looking good. Little baby chamomile, some basils. Ooh, that one popped up good. She's looking fabulous. I need to thin that out though. So let's Let's see if I can ease that one out in Scooter. If she survives, she survives. If not, oh, that one totally will. As long as I didn't crush her leaves pulling her out. I love basil, so if I could just get this full and let those be awesome, let those grow and love their life, I would be happy. Anyways, let's poke in here. We're not gonna look at the wattle bed, but we'll take a little peeky here, and then I'll show you those tomato cuttings. All right, so here's the pot. Here's one that I, wow, have to pot up. Like, I have to. Oh my goodness, look at those. Wow. All of those. And then I already potted these up the other day and got them watered in well. They seem to be doing great. Like, this one has flowers. Oh my goodness. These watermelons have even grown. Wow. But all of that, I don't know if we showed this in a video, but we did plant up this little herb gutter, and like I've got cilantro. Justin calls these Jurassic plants. I believe it's just a coleus. Pretty certain, could be messed up, but we have strawberries, basil that I bought as a plant at the store. More Jurassic. I got a flower. Another basil that I overwintered. Like, I took this little baby inside and I just babied her all winter long, and now look at her. She's like put on new growth and everything, when before over the winter she's just very stagnant. But like, there are little buds all in there, so she's doing good. And then more strawberry plants, which we just divided that off of the main plant that we bought. And then I've got some parsley over here. Anyways, I think that does it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I know not every video we're going to be building something or doing something crazy. It might just be harvesting a little bit of vegetables, doing a little bit of cleanup, whatever. But we want to bring you along, and I want to have a record of this because it's just been so exciting for us, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So I hope you are as well. If you are, hit that like button, subscribe, leave us a comment. Let me know what you want to see more of. I know some things I think might just be silly and I shouldn't record it, but let me know what you want to see and we'll go from there. Anyways, have a good day and God bless.